please share with me your business and the vision.
Sure. Yeah, well, there's a great quote by Marcus Aurelius. He says, "Everything that exists is in a manner the seed of that which will be." And I like that because everything we're doing now, every habit you have, everything you're eating, all your exercise, the work you put in to your body, but also your business, will ultimately create something in the future, including, good things and bad things, depending. If I'm eating potato chips every night, that's not going to bode well for the six pack. As far as a vision goes, I'm a certified financial planner that is not so average. Our podcast is called Not Your Average Financial Podcast. And, for that reason, I want to look at why we're doing what we're doing in our finances and with our money, and not just follow the herd, because if you follow the herd, you're going to get slaughtered, unfortunately, especially in Wall Street. So our focus in our vision is to help 10% of America break free from unhelpful financial strategies, banks, credit card companies, and Wall Street chaos, and help them become more in control and in agency of their financial lives without taking any unnecessary risk.
That's big now. It's big as we have entrepreneurs, business owners. I think it's a lot more appropriate or to say that that's something that most people want to do now. I have met with so many different people, and I don't want to say it out loud, but I'm going to say it, that don't necessarily want to go to college. They want to start a business, but not having the information and the knowledge that you have regarding finances, I think could possibly do them, not in a good way. Can you explain to me what it means to be a certified financial planner and what that looks like, and not to mention your ideal client as well?
Sure. Yeah. The people that we work with, they're everyone from business owners to real estate investors, folks that are interested in taking back control of their finances because, they have seen that the 401k, the IRA is just not hitting them where they want to go with their money in their life. Usually the 401k, the IRA, the brokerage account saps money away from you, puts it in the hands and then in control of other people. Who would they be? Well, your investment managers, your stock pickers and investment brokers. What are most of our clients looking to do? They're looking to take back control of their finances and help them reclaim certain amounts of certainty, predictability, and agency in their lives. So the people that I love to work with and seem to fit well with our firm are looking to do just that. They're sick and tired of Wall Street casinos taking their money away. When the wrong person says the wrong thing on a social media platform, they don't want their stock to be ruined just because of that, or someone decides that they're going to sneeze the wrong way. You don't want your financial future to be tied to something so ethereal. So that's what we focus on, and what our focus with our clients is all about, is helping them recapture that sense that they can swim upstream, even if the rest of the world is going down the gutter.
Now, and I know I mentioned a lot about entrepreneurs or business owners, but those that are actually employees and do have a 401k and actually put their funds in there, what would you say about those that are not yet ready to move past, being an employee and understanding what their 401k is about or used for?
Yeah, about 70% of our clients are business owners or have a side business as they keep their day job. So for those that still have to keep the day job, a few things to consider. One, what do you believe about the future of taxation in this country? Think about that for a minute. Yeah. Where do you see taxes going over your lifetime? Are they going to go down, or are they going up?
Yeah.
If you think they're going up, like most economists would say, then what sense does it make to put money into an asset that's only going to get taxed in the future? If I was a farmer and you gave me the choice to either pay taxes on the seed or the harvest, I'm going to choose getting taxed on my seed today so I can have a tax-free harvest in the future, especially if I think taxes on the harvest might be greater than they're on the seed today, right? So the first thing I would say is carefully consider how much money you're putting into that ticking tax time bomb called your 401k.
Okay.
Maybe don't put more than the company might match you, as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else could go into strategies that are after tax and won't be penalizing you if you tried to access the money before you retire.
Yeah.
That's another big problem with traditional retirement accounts, is that they lock that money up until you're, almost too old to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's keep some of that money out of the taxable hands of the IRS in a liquid and accessible account so that you can use it for whatever you might need, including helping your business thrive and grow and get off the ground, but also helping you with your stuff in life.
Yeah.
Kids, college, a new car, whatever else might be needed at that point in your life.
That is so well explained, because at the end of the day, we do believe that when we are employees and we're matched and we add more to it, that it'll be something that, we could utilize immediately, and truth be told, you end up paying yourself back with interest, but you don't get the interest that you paid into yourself back. So it's definitely such a confusing thing. But one thing that I wanted to ask you, Mark, or a statement that I may make: how do you trust somebody to tell you and guide you with your finances?
Wow. Yeah, that's a really that goes to the deepest parts of us. The human brain at the core is a fight or flight. It's trust or don't trust. It does come down to your gut telling you this person's safe or this person is out for my money.
Yeah.
I will tell you this. There's a few things to keep in mind here. One, nobody should care more about your money than you do. I can't emphasize that enough. You cannot outsource this. And that includes to folks like me, your financial advisors. There are plenty of wolves in sheep's clothing in every business, not to mention finance. And there are plenty of good ones out there too. But I would say even among the good financial advisors, you cannot outsource this. No one should care more about your money than you do. If you find yourself in a situation where you've forgotten about that IRA or you've forgotten about that brokerage account, somebody else is going to pick it up, right? Everything kind of like water. Money is like water. It flows to the pockets of the people who care about it the most. Yeah. That's not just investment advisors either. That's also, the Gucci brands, the luxury cars. If you don't care more about your money, it's going to flow to their pockets as well, right? So back to your question, what can you do? Well, a few things. Look for financial professionals who don't feel like they have to be your guru. Yeah. Like you don't have any sort of agency of your own life. You can't figure this stuff out. This money thing is way too complicated. You got to come to the altar of your investment manager. I don't like that. Yeah. For one, it keeps you dependent on them. Yeah. And again, one of my big values in my business is to help break you free from control of outside forces. So instead, let's find a financial professional, possibly myself or someone like me, who would be interested in not being your money guru, but being more of a guide, less like some sort of guy on a hilltop and more like Gandalf getting his feet dirty with you and walking to Mordor with you. Let's find a way to get you to where you need to go without taking unnecessary risk. Yeah. I'm okay with risk. I like risk. I'm a business owner. I'm a real estate investor myself. I don't get into unnecessary risk anymore. I'm not 18 years old. I don't need unnecessary risk if I can get there safely.
Yes, yes. And I love that you said that, especially when you're not 18. Actually, when you're 18, I'm not even sure I thought about that when I was 18. But I do believe that there's a lot more younger people thinking about finances. And I think possibly the get rich soon and now kind of lifestyle. When you have chose to be in this field and actually help business owners and do and advise what you do, what was your why?
Yeah, great question. I think our why is to get our clients certainty and confidence to meet their financial goals without taking unnecessary risk.
Yeah.
Certainty and confidence. Those are two assets that are sorely lacking in the financial world today. Most people have no idea what their 401k is going to be worth.
Yeah.
They're not confident that the market or their existing assets will help them get to where they need to go without taking unnecessary risk. The typical investment portfolio for somebody or investor, right? This is according to third-party research, okay?
Okay.
So a group called Dalbar, Dalbar,
Okay.
puts out a report, and they show a 30-year longitudinal study of actual investors over 30 years.
Okay.
And you ask, well, what kind of real return can I get in the stock market? This report tells us over 30 years, we can expect you to get about 3 to 4% rate of return in the stock market. And that's not just me saying that. That's a third-party research firm giving us that result after a 30-year period. And that's after a very long bull market too. So if I could say one thing, I would say help your clients get to where they want to go, help them feel good about it. The success, if we've had any in our business, has been in helping our clients, falling in love with our clients, to help them know that we got their back. We're going to give them that feeling of confidence and certainty with financial strategies that have stood the test of time, that grow even outside of stock market whims and whistles. We're able to help our clients get to retirement and get past retirement and past dead and on to multiple generations of wealth generating. And that gives me a lot of excitement and helps me get up out of the bed in the morning. That's my why.
Absolutely. How did you get started?
Well, it was a pain point myself. It's sort of like when you're starving and you're blind and you're feeling around for bread and you find some bread and you get a little taste of it yourself, and you got some friends, you want to share the bread with others. When you're blind and you found some bread, just got to get it out to other people. So I myself did not grow up with much money.
Okay.
And we had a ton of student loan debt, and we graduated in the midst of the Great Recession of 2008. So the first thing we wanted to do was, how do we pay off this monster of a debt problem? And we found some strategies that helped ourselves, my wife and I, become not just debt-free, but better than debt-free. And it got us so pumped up and excited because we knew we were on track now. We actually had a plan to get to where we wanted to go with our financial life, with our business. So for us, that meant we got to tell as many people as possible. And so we have.
So are you in business with your wife?
She's my COO and the boss of the business. So yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I was reading something and I really truly like this question. And I believe it's on your page. How can an entrepreneur fire their banker and become their own source of financing?
Yeah, that's a question that's, I think, stood the test of time because banks in of themselves have existed for thousands of years.
Yes.
Thousands of years. Okay. So as long as we've had human civilization, we've had debt and banks, not in their current form, of course, but there's always been a banker. In fact, I lived in small Texas towns for a while, and every small Texas town has 3 buildings. It has the bank, the church, and the bar.
Yes.
And you kind of go in that order, don't you? You borrow money, you fall into debt, you pray asking for freedom, salvation from that problem, and then you end up at the bar.
At the bar.
So to answer your question, how can an entrepreneur fire their banker? And unfortunately, businesses are closing their doors. And the main reason, according to U.S. Census Bureau data, 77% of businesses fail due to cash flow and debt problems. Okay, so that's a big deal. So if you could fire your banker and become your own source of financing, you've done 2 incredible moves there with one fell swoop. One, you've gotten rid of the biggest problem that most entrepreneurs face. So you're going to improve your odds of success by getting rid of the parasite on the back of your business, the bank.
Yeah.
Second, not only did you get rid of the problem, the blood-sucking banksters, but now you've become the most profitable enterprise in all of human history. You've reintroduced banking into your own life. I'm not talking about checking and savings accounts here, but the lending function of banking could be the most profitable part of your business. Look at Ford. They make more money financing their vehicles than they do selling their vehicles.
Yes.
That should be a hint that whatever you do in your business, whether you're selling widgets or lemonade or whatever you sell in your business, make banking an in-house function. And you can do that. There's financial tools and strategies we offer our clients. You do not have to be, a decamillionaire or a centimillionaire to open up a FDIC insured bank. This is not what I'm talking about. There are financial tools and concepts which we can get into now, or I could get into in our one-on-one calls with clients that help them become their own banker, fire their other lines of credit, and become their own source of financing.
And that's a big thing. You mentioned, I believe you said 77% of businesses are lost because of the funding. And I believe that most people think that banks are the answer, right? That it's
right.
It just brought me back to the fact that when my grandparents used to hide their money under their bed, right? And then banks happened, right? And they became this, and now it's like you got a checking, a savings, and then they contact you for all these other added things. And in our minds, as human beings, and thinking that these people have our best interest at heart, we begin to open up things that we forget about, know nothing about. When we call in customer service, it's actually going to someone around the building, and we don't necessarily have that relationship. So I appreciate you explaining the fact that, we can fire our bankers and try to make this something that we have control over. One of the other things that you said that was super important that everyone should hear again is it should not be more important to someone else. Your finances should mean everything, and do not become dependent on someone else. And so with the language that is used by a lot of professionals in financing, how can someone begin to at least just go and have a conversation? What does that look like at the beginning as we have this discussion and many people are watching? What do you do at the beginning to get it started?
Yeah, well, you're exactly right on banks. I'll just quickly mention, it was a big aha moment when I realized on Facebook, it's free because we are the product.
True that.
And we're being sold to the advertisers, of course, right? Well, the same is true with your bank. Why do you get free checking? Are they just so generous? No, you are the product. You are their asset. And what is the real profit center of a bank? It's when they lend your money to the guy behind you in line who needed a credit card or an auto loan or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can look that up. This is not a tinfoil hat theory. Look up fractional reserve banking and just check out what's going on with your money at their bank. Okay. So back to your question. There's a way to get started. If you want to take back control of your finances, if this has sparked some interest with you, if you're sick and tired of the banks taking the profit off the top of your business or your personal life, we can help. Our financial firm is a comprehensive financial firm, but we specialize in helping businesses and business owners take back control of their finances and do it in ways that are sound, predictable, multiple generations of experience through our firm. So we'd be honored to serve you. It's really just a 15-minute phone strategy session to start the conversation and see if our work would be a good fit. If you want, you can go to kickstartwithmark.com to begin that process. It's very simple to have a quick conversation. We just had a conversation with someone this morning. He is out in Hawaii, so it was very early for him. His family was not even up yet. And he said, Mark, I'm done with banks. I want to start building real wealth outside of Wall Street. And I want to do it in a way that I know I can meet my goals in not so many words. So he was thrilled, and we're just getting started with him. Maybe we can do the same for you.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.